how's it going everyone? AFC Finners, we have returned to the Black Country and thankfully today's game is on, which is a relief because it's a big deal. It is Halesowen who face my good friends Redditch. This has been bigged up to me, especially by Craig Newton, as one of the best grounds in non-league, and they've got a really passionate fan base, that's clear to see. So it's going to be a big day. This could be one of the biggest non-league ones we've done. The nice greasy spoon smells, no not Mel's Cafe, Carly's Cafe. Nice shopping centre in Halesowen. We'll head over to the ground shortly, but nice to be back in the Black Country. And there it is. Luke, do it again. Rock the Yeltz bar. Sharif, don't like it. Wait, how did we end up in Westminster? God damn it. Right, to the bar. Well, here we are, the Yeltz bar. Let's try a pint of Yeltz bitter. So, never before have I been to a non-league club that has their own beer. But let's give it a go. Nice part of bitter, 350. That's very nice, very strong. It tastes strong, but it's only 3.5%, I think so. But it reminds me of London Pride a bit. Look at that, got a proper thick head on it. It nicely messes up my moustache with the foam. That's delicious. Don't have bitter much, but fair play. Yeltz bitter, that's good stuff. What's that there?
We got some white peach gin and yellow tonic.
Going through the Sonic. Tom? Good man. It's the Halesowen. How many clubs have you seen with fruit machines in their club bar? It's incredible. So we got a special guest here. We've got Tim from the Yeltz Twitter fan account. Tim, thank you for taking your time to do this interview. Why don't you start by telling us what Halesowen means to you?
Well, I've been a fan for a long time, so I've been a fan for about 30 years now, so it's been part of my life ever since I've grown up, really. Yeah, lots of lows and a few highs, I suppose, all along the way. This club means a lot, not just to me, but like to the whole town, really. It's part of a community. In the last few years, the club's just growing and growing. And we've seen lots more people come through the gate, which is fantastic. And like obviously like yourselves coming down today, it's brilliant really, because we love having new fans come and join us, and it makes a great atmosphere. Yeah,
and I can already tell it's a very unique club, because I must say I've not seen any clubs at this level that have their own beer, fruit machines, and like meme accounts. So what is it about Halesowen in particular that has attracted such a big following?
To be honest, I mean So Halesowen have got a great history. So we reached Wembley 3 times in the 80s. We won the Vase twice, and that obviously gives you a good platform. We've had some really tough years. The last 15-20 years have been pretty grim overall. Really, some challenging times, and the club's really kind of been on the downward slope. But last 5 years or so, it's really picked up again. We've got a new manager, new owner, who obviously making a huge difference to the club. It's really picking up again now. So there's a great atmosphere here at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic. But I think part of the reason why people get behind Halesowen is like non-league is growing as well. So everyone wants to come and watch non-league now. It's great family atmosphere, and there's some brilliant football as well, which I hopefully we'll see in a minute.
Things are looking good with promotion last season. How's the future looking for Halesowen?
Pretty good actually. Yeah, we're kind of on the edge of the playoffs this year. It looks at the moment like we might miss out, but there's still a hope. If we don't go up, that's absolutely fine, because it's our first season back at this level. We've got to be realistic. To be honest, we've played some absolutely brilliant football all through this season, and that's great in itself. I'd like us to get up a level higher. I think the club probably deserves it, and has got all the kind of foundations for that. But at the same time, fortunes change really quickly in football, so you would have to see. You know what? I'm just quite happy just seeing the club on a good platform for now.
Fantastic. And so 2 more. Firstly, what in over 30 years of supporting Halesowen, what's been your favourite memory?
Absolutely, the trophy run a few years back, without doubt. That was just beyond anyone's wildest dreams or expectations, really. We got through to the semi-final, which is obviously a very delayed fixture because of COVID. But in terms of getting there, I think we beat like 9 different sides. We beat 3 conference teams away from home. So that was 4 years ago. It's absolutely incredible. Those games where we won at Maidenhead, Halifax and Barnet, couldn't beat them.
Fantastic. And finally, it's a tough challenge against high-flying Redditch today. Are you optimistic? What's your score prediction?
Well, do you know what? I am optimistic actually. So this is the third time we've had the league leaders visit us. Obviously, all 3 different teams come to see us in the last 3 months. And do you know what? Those the 2 performances previously, Mikolov and Niedermarket, were absolutely 2 of our best performances. So I think we'll be up for it today. Redditch are tricky customers, however. So you know, they're a different style of side. You know, we don't know quite what the pitch is going to be like today. But I think we'll put in a good performance. So I'm gonna stick my neck out. I think we'll win today. I think we'll go 2-0 Halesowen.
Fantastic. Let's hope your optimism is proven right.
Thank you.
Tim, aka Yeltz, thank you for your time. Good luck today. So Tim, thank you for that. You're a very nice man and committed supporter of Halesowen. Fair play to you. You make these non-league clubs what they are. So it's already been an amazing day and we're about to go inside. But before we do, let's find out a bit about today's hosts, Halesowen Town. Halesowen Town were believed to have been founded in the 1870s and moved to their current home of the Grove in 1881. They spent their early years going through different divisions, including the Birmingham and District League. They won their first league title in 1947, and in 1956 they reached the first round of the FA Cup for the first time. The 1980s were a golden era for the club, as they won their second West Midlands Premier Division title in 1983, which would be the first of 4 in a row. They also won 2 consecutive FA Vases in 1985 and 1986. Their 4th league title saw them move to a Midland Division of the Southern League. They won this title in 1990 and also experienced a series of first-round FA Cup appearances, during which they faced the likes of Cardiff, Tranmere and Brentford. They came agonisingly short of promotion to a conference in 1996, and the early 2000s saw them yo-yo between divisions, and they were transferred to Division 1 North of the Northern Premier League in 2012, winning it in 2014. In 2023, they experienced promotion again, defeating Spalding 2-1 in the playoff final to reach a Premier Division Central of the Southern League. Overall, they have won 1 Southern League Midland Division title, 1 Southern League Western Division title, 1 Northern Premier League Division South title, 5 West Midland Regional League titles, 2 FA Vases, 2 Birmingham Senior Cups, 1 Staffordshire Senior Cup, and 4 Worcestershire Senior Cups. And a bit of trivia, Watford legend Troy Deeney had a spell on loan to the club in the 06-07 season, scoring 8 goals in 10 games for the Yeltz. So those are our hosts, Halesowen Town. Let's have a look inside their home, the Grove. Here we are. Let's go into the shop. A range of options, including a Halesowen onesie. I've seen that non-league. There is my pin badge for total £4. That's very nice and shiny. Right, let's get something to eat. So today's fine dining, got some lovely cheesy chips and a samosa. Yet another unique bit of food here. Let's eat. Looks lovely. Right, some lovely cheesy chips. Now onto the side, the samosa. I think first time I've had one of these at a game. Let's see if it's any good. Oh. Oh mate, this club is too good. Never had such a crunchy samosa. That's delicious, not too spicy. And they had an option for veggies other than chips. You've chosen wisely. This old-fashioned terrace here. Love seeing ones like this. That's brilliant. It's the Redditch faithful, in case you didn't notice. Hey boys, what do we think so far?
Absolutely lovely.
Oh yes, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's just a customary circuit, but let's hope Halesowen can win. Nothing against Redditch, but I think this is one of those clubs that has stolen my heart.
Just wanted to add, I saw a dog wearing a coat. That was very nice.
Billy has coats. I'll have to get Bellini to a game soon, won't we?
Belletti.
No, Bellini. She's Bellini. There's no place I'd rather be. So Tom's just pointed out to me that coach there is former Cheltenham defender Martin Riley. The man who was so keen to join the club, he paid his own transfer fee. It's going right at me.
What he was going to do. I don't think he was going to keep it there. Hold it in the
So midway through the first half, it's been a very tight game, very much a stalemate, but fair play to Halesowen. Redditch are high up the table, so they're definitely holding their own and they've had one or two chances, but as it stands, it's very much both sides cancelling each other out. Still 0-0, goal looking unlikely for the time being. So, yeah, sadly, whilst it's been a fun day, that was a very poor half of football, just like it wanted. But, yeah, Redditch hit the bar, that's been the most significant chance. But Halesowen are showing signs of breaking into their territory. Hopefully they can kick on in the second half, but this game desperately needs a goal, otherwise it will be a 0-0. But, yeah, hopefully can liven up in the second half. We've got Halesowen shooting in our direction, so hopefully that'll liven things up. Half-time, 0-0. So we got another pint earlier, it was Yeltz Bitter, this is Yeltz Pale Ale. Ooh, that's good. Very hoppy, that's a classic hipster drink, very good. A bit like any of my fellow Sheltonians, Day of Brewery, very much that type. Good stuff. Up the Yeltz, come on! About 10 minutes into the second half and it is Redditch who take the lead. Ball played through, forward to surround the goalkeeper and neatly slotted in. Their away section is going wild. It's 1-0. It's a high-flying Redditch.
Lord.
Do you believe in miracles? Tim did tell us to keep an eye out for him, and Halesowen have been pounding at the door, but like the Redditch defence has been incredible. If you put them in front of Hiroshima, they just stop the nuke. But finally, Halesowen break through, a deflected shot broke through to Miracle, and he's fired it in. 1 goal apiece. It's a cruel game. Redditch retake the lead. They've curled it in the outside the box. It seems to be Halesowen.
Nice finish.
Yeah, it's Halesowen seems to be going into it, but out of nowhere. League leaders are back in front. It's a sad game. 2-1. And at full time, it ends in disappointment for the Yeltz, unfortunately, but fair play to our friends at Redditch who continue their march towards the title. Had a fun day, a very poor game, but that doesn't drown out the experience. We've really enjoyed it. Thank you, Halesowen. Let's hope you can have a more positive result next time we see you play. Full time, Halesowen 1, Redditch 2.
Fucking
So that was the Grove, home of Halesowen. A lovely day in the Black Country, like I said, showing about the result. But apart from that, everything else I really enjoyed. Absolutely lovely set of fans, very passionate fan base. Thank you again, you Yeltz, for your time and helping introduce us to the club. It's been really special and definitely up there with the best places I've come to for non-league. It's definitely recommend coming here. You'll be greeted with open arms, good food, good fans, good everything. So thank you, Halesowen. So we can have more positive result next time I can see you. Best of luck for the rest of the season and congratulations to Redditch on the win. Time for us to rate the experience. So we will start off with the welcome, and they knocked it out of the park with this one. I can see very much why ground hoppers love coming here. From the start, the staff was so friendly to us. People behind the bar was so chatty, and as you saw, Tim really welcomed us with open arms, and we just felt right at home. And the Yeltz Twitter account was like, treat us like royalty. It was absolutely lovely to see. So it's so well set up for ground hoppers. That's an incredible club bar. They're a club that are incredibly good at communicating on Twitter as well. And it's just set up brilliantly. There was such a nice, family-friendly atmosphere there. They had 2 bars available, one for outside and one inside the ground. So there's just so much thought and care put into making it a unique experience. And like I said, there were so many things that were unique. The fact they had their own beer, not just one, but 2 types of it. The fact they did samosas. That they had a Halesowen onesie available in the club bar. There was just so much thought put into making it unique. They really knew how to make it stand out from the crowd. So, like I said, so much thought put into it, and I don't have a bad word to say about any of the people we are with. So, Halesowen will welcome you with open arms and treat you like kings. So I absolutely loved it there, and honestly, I cannot fault the welcome. Everyone we spoke to was great, and they made us feel wonderful. So fair play, Halesowen, for a welcome. You get 10 out of 10. Food and drink. This was great too. I kind of came in expecting the food to be good, and I was not disappointed. And those 2 beers I had, that's not something I've experienced at non-league before, a club branded beer. So fair play. That's genius. That's brilliant. That gains you a few points. And also the food I had was great. Those cheesy chips are delicious, not quite as good as the wantage ones early in the week. Also samosa. I love samosas and never had that at a ground before. So that's, again, a unique option for veggies, because at first I just saw chips and couldn't see a burger. I was a bit disappointed, but then I saw that. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And it wasn't just any store-bought samosa. It was a crispy, well, the best I've had. So much thought put into the food and drink as well. It's not just generic stuff. They've gone to effort to be unique with that as well. And there was a good variety, as you can see on the menu. So I'll give the food and drink a 9.5 out of 10. Atmosphere. I think, to be honest with you, this is the one where the club did disappoint me slightly, because I went in with knowing the reputation of the fans, thinking there was going to be a really strong atmosphere, like we saw, funnily enough, at Redditch. And there was singing, like, at the start of the game and throughout points of it, but there were points where it was very quiet, and I didn't feel like we'd come to a game where there was going to be a quieter atmosphere than usual. It was sort of a bit of quite a big game. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. I felt there could have been more singing throughout the game, and there were a lot of quieter periods than I expected. But that being said, it's still a very good atmosphere for this level. And a lot of grounds at this level don't have any chanting at all. So I'll give them credit there. It just wasn't quite the atmosphere I was expecting. So this is the one negative. I'll probably give the atmosphere a 3 out of 10. You know, most clubs at this level I've given up rating the atmosphere because there isn't one. So fair play to you, Halesowen, for generating an atmosphere. I really respect that. Stadium. It was a really cool ground, despite a lot of it being run down. I did really like it. I liked the sort of retro feel of it, and the fact that it kind of looked like it would have done many years ago. They've really made sure to keep the soul of it alive. And again, it's a good setup. The fact you can go to Yeltz bar, but also go to the bar inside. It's very well organised, and the shed that we were in was a really cool stand. And overall, just in terms of setup, you had plenty of options where you could go. To our right, there were seats. To the left, there was a standing terrace. So there's not really a bad spot to watch a game. The ground is very run down, so it's kind of a bit of a tricky one. Whilst I did like it, it's difficult when you've been to grounds where there's stands that are perhaps more modern and up to date. Like I said, at least they're not taking the soul out of the club. They really have set up well and put all those like flags and murals on the back of the stand too, to help give the club an identity. So once again, it's a very unique stadium. And even if a lot of it is run down, it still looks really cool and it's very aesthetically pleasing for anyone who likes a retro, old-fashioned ground. They'll make sure to keep the soul of the club alive. Maybe 1 or 2 bits could do with a lick of paint. Maybe they could do with a roof over those terraces. So I did like the stadium. I have been to better, but fair play, there's a lot of thought into it. So I'll probably give the stadium a 4 out of 10. And finally, value for money, I spent a grand total of around 30 quid on the day. The £12 for a ticket has been more than I've paid for at this level, but I do think you are getting a lot more for what you're experiencing on a match day than some other clubs I've been to at this level as well. So I didn't really have any issue with parting with that money. The food and drink was all reasonably priced. It was £3.50 for a pint, which I was fine with. Prices I felt were perfectly reasonable, only £1 for a can of Coke as well, which is great. Honestly, not too much to complain about, other than the fact the pin badge is £4, but I'll let it slide. It's very fair pricing. There's nothing where you feel outraged or ripped off by it at all. And I think, again, there's some non-league clubs who don't necessarily give you back a lot for what you invest. Halesowen take a lot of pride in what they do. They really make sure to go out of their way to make it a memorable experience, and they certainly succeeded in doing that for us. So I think it's definitely worth the money you pay. So I can't fault the value for money too much. I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. So that was Halesowen. We've been wanting to do it for a long time and it did not disappoint. What a wonderful, unique club that truly are up there in terms of the best grounds we've done. So Halesowen, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much to Tim and everyone at Halesowen for welcoming us with open arms. We've really enjoyed our time in the Black Country today, and we'll have to come back soon and hopefully we'll see you win, because we've fallen in love with you after today. Had an absolutely lovely time. It's quite fitting that you were playing Redditch, because I think you two will be the contenders to the best non-league ground we've done. So Halesowen, thank you. I definitely recommend checking out any groundhoppers watching. You won't regret it. It's well worth the journey, well worth the day, and it's a brilliant pint of Yeltz ale too. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, the link to my Patreon will be in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you can help support me and make days like this possible, and you'll get great content like this in return. I've been AFC Finners. See you next time, and stick with us as we go round to ground. AFC Finners out.